What is up, Dream Media family? This is Zach, and today I'm going to be taking you down to Liberty Hill, Texas, checking out a new construction project that we're working on. And you know, we don't just do new construction, we do retrofit, we do plenty of less than ideal circumstances. But if you can do it properly from the beginning with new construction, it sure makes things easy. So we're gonna let the customer run you through the setup and what Dream Media is doing for them, and just give you a little insight into the day in the life of a Dream Media customer. If you guys would like to purchase anything home theater related, be sure to reach out and speak with my specialist. We ship throughout the entire nation. All right, let's get into this video.
Month 18 right now, and as you can see, we probably have 6 to 8 weeks, cross my fingers, left. So obviously with everything going on with supply constraints and lack of skilled labor, it's hard to get not only house supplies but also AV supplies, right, with chip shortages and stuff. So I think that's one of the good things in working with Kellen and Dream Media is great advice in terms of lead times. They were one of the only people I've seen that have some of the gear that I want in stock. So we worked out kind of a schedule to ensure that given when I'm going to move in, that I'm going to have stuff ready and when I need to order it and all that great stuff. Always been a home theater geek. High school, worked at a pizza place, used my first paycheck to buy a hi-fi VCR and Dolby surround receiver for my little room at the time. College, worked at an electronics place, formerly Circuit City, RIP, in the home theater section, right? So that was my thing. So I think my friends and I were the only ones that had rear projection TVs, 5.1 sound in college, right, in little apartments. So that was always been a passion of mine. So this is kind of the main room, very open concept, right? Huge kind of central fireplace here. So the main thing that we want to do here is have a good aesthetic with the furniture and make the electronics blend in as much as possible. So I think we're given the dimensions, about a 65-inch Samsung frame TV here mounted. The question right now is for sound. You could pre-wire 5.1s around here. I've had that in other homes. Due to the height of the ceiling, not sure if the acoustics would work that well. So I think that's why we're looking at like a Sonos Arc, which I have, that I used in my previous home, because you get great sound, you get virtual Dolby Atmos, and you can even put the surrounds in the back if needed. So I think that's probably like the compromise setup between the aesthetic that the wife and the family want, plus having decent quality sound for guests in this room. Last house I did built-in 5.1, but it was always in the living area, right? And the acoustic, it's great, but we made sure when we were looking at floor plans that we had to have some dedicated theater space, because this is the time now to really get that experience of what's available today with Dolby Atmos, 8K projection. Like, you got to get a real dedicated theater room to experience that movie-like feeling. So as you walk in through the great room, this will be a bar area, which is great, right? With a fridge and all that fun stuff. So get all the entertainment here. Thinking of doing potentially like popcorn machine there. I know it's a little cliche, but I love my movie theater popcorn. As you walk into the space, the great thing I like about this, that when you look at other people's home theaters that kind of built theaters within the floor plan they had, is there's windows in those rooms. And I wanted to make sure absolutely no light comes in here. You'll see on the baseboards now, the whole room will be painted that dark gray, which is the darkest we could get from the builder, because you don't want white walls, as you know, in the room. So what we've done is work with the builder. It would be great if builders, ours does not allow Dream Media to pre-wire, because I've seen a lot of their pre-wire work and then you can get everything from beginning to end. But they did a good job pre-wiring. The room is about 14.5 by 18 feet, so not that big, but big enough. So when you look at the vision, first of all, as you walk in, we're gonna have one of the preferred installers for Dream Media come in, build a riser here 2 rows of 3 seats, so we get 6 seats in here. That will be the wall where the screen is on. Worked with Kellen, went with the Stewart 120-inch screen, which kind of doing my research, talking with him, that's kind of the ideal size for the size of the wall, size of the room. Acoustically transparent, so we're gonna do 3 in-wall speakers in the front, 1 behind the screen, which will be great. And then we're gonna do a 7.2.4 setup. So we'll have 2 surrounds in the side, 2 in the back wall, and then 4 height speakers for Dolby Atmos. So I think the main thing now is just as we get finished out and put the riser in place and everything looks ready to go, I think the biggest questions now is just, I'm gonna have 2 SVS subs, which aren't that small. So placement of those to get the ideal acoustics, as well as like the aesthetic. And then also the strong rack, which I ordered, read a lot of great reviews online, but also Dream Media has some good videos about it. So placement of the rack, because we will have like a Marantz receiver and all Xbox Series X, Apple TV 4K. Looking at the Kaleidoscape, I've been learning a little bit more about that, which is interesting too. So rack and sub placement, I think, are the only things that I haven't quite figured out yet, but I think as we get closer to install, that's where I'll use Kellen and the Dream Media team to give me that advice on what to do and where to put it. The plan is, so we'll have the Stewart 120-inch screen here, 3 of the focals, I believe they're like the in-wall LCR 6s across here. 3 of the focal, I believe they're the 300 series. I'm sorry, 2, 1 on this wall, 1 on the other for your side surrounds, and then another pair for the back surrounds. And then we're gonna do the focal ceiling speakers, 4 speakers there for the Dolby Atmos height, which is great. And honestly, I didn't even know a lot about focal. I'd never honestly heard it. I know it's great with commercial installers. So when I talked to Kellen and said, hey, I was looking on other websites which don't feature it, right? There's other names of speakers which are also good, but doing the research on focal, now I'm stoked about it because all I see is good reviews for them. So, and the other big thing that I thought I knew a lot about home theaters just because I have such a background in it and a passion for it. But so many things have changed in the past few years in terms of technology. You're thinking 8K, projector, laser versus LCD or the bulbs. The other thing is Dolby Atmos. What does that mean? How many speakers can you have? Ideal layout. There's just a lot that goes in today to home theater and thinking about how you design it. And that's like, you can do your research, you can have a great background, but I love working with experts that do it all day, every day, because they've already solved problems that I was worried about. It's been such a long journey, as mentioned, past month 18, and I think obviously there's a lot of frustration that a lot of new home builders like myself have felt over the past 2 years. But I think that one thing that in the back of my mind that like keeps me going is like the theater. The theater is going to be great. It's going to be the getaway. It's going to be all worth all of this time and investment and research, is because it's like the dream will come true, right? When you fire up Star Wars or Top Gun Maverick will be out, I think by then on like 4K Blu-ray, and that's what it's all about. Everyone has the man cave, and I had a kind of a smaller man cave at our previous home, but it was still open and people could go in and out. So I think this would be cool for the dedicated space for me to go in, or honestly my son to go in, right? To play games with his friends. And that's another thing I'm looking forward to, is just him having his friends over and playing like a game on a 120-inch screen with the latest 8K laser, and you get 4K, variable refresh rate, all that stuff you get with JVC projectors, these laser projectors. I think that'll be great as well. It's right off the great room, so I think that'll be a thing we'll determine once we build it. And I think that's like longer term, like better insulated would be a big thing. Now, one cool thing that I didn't really know that much about, but now that I realized doing some research and working with Kellen has been so important, is acoustic treatment in the room. And I mean, you can hear, obviously there's nothing in here, so you can hear so much echo now. So I'm honestly stoked to see all of the acoustics panels of acoustic stuff that Kellen worked with me to do all of these tests and get measurements and readouts to see that, because it's something that like, even my friends that know about home theater and stuff like that, they have no clue what acoustic panels are or how much they can do for the sound in a room. I had a lot of experience. I've set up 5.1 systems in the past, but I think if you have a dedicated theater room, you need to do it right. And a lot of people do, but it takes so much time to understand what fits where, do custom measurements. And I don't have that much time these days with a couple kids and crazy job, right? So I think it's like, I want to get it done right. I want to get it done right the first time. So I think that's where doing my research, asking for references, all that stuff, and everything came up Dream Media, because I wanted someone in a company to do it all, sourcing the equipment, having the network of preferred installers. It's amazing the information I've got from the Dream Media YouTube channel, and it's just like, you always need new content, and that's the great thing about Dream Media is like, there's new videos almost every day, and I subscribe to the channel obviously because I like learning about new things, what's coming out, what their opinions on new technologies are, and with honesty, right? They'll call a spade sometimes if they're like, oh, this isn't for most of our customers, maybe niche stuff, so I like that. The technology now and the challenges and the complexities with HDMI 2.1 and 48 gig, and can you do VRR or Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision? It's super complex. I try to talk to my friends about it when I'm explaining my home theater, and it's like everything's over their head, right? It's a special language, so do your research, but actually talk to people and get those kind of estimates. Have vendors like Dream Media understand your needs and specific needs, and use their kind of guidance to build the system you want, whether it's dedicated or, because obviously there's other parts of the house that we want to work with Dream Media on too, because they can do it all. We're almost there, and every step of the way thus far, I've just loved the expertise and guidance, not only from Kellen, great communication from him, but also just what Dream Media gives to the general public, right, with the YouTube channel. Like I said, I can't get enough about it because it's so informative and it's entertaining too.
All right, guys, that is a wrap on our walkthrough of this new construction project down in Liberty Hill, Texas. Yes, we do a ton of projects down in Texas, and we're proud of that. But now we're in 18 different states and consistently growing. And we also ship the product throughout the entire nation. So reach out and speak with my specialist today. We would love the opportunity to create a system designed for you. When you're doing new construction, it is essential to consult with us before the drywall goes up, because we can make sure that every single wire is in the perfect place, get our pre-construction brackets in, and just optimize the house for 2022. So reach out today, guys, and show your support. We would love the opportunity to earn your business. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up and make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. Till next time, this is Zach with Dream Media Home Theater. Thank you for watching.